So we're nice next to the fire. I like to sit on this nice solid Viking chair, otherwise known as a stargazing chair. If you want to watch how I made mine, and it took me a couple of hours this afternoon, stick around and watch today's video. I'm going to sit back and watch the stars. Hi, I'm Sean. Welcome to the shed. Follow me down the drive. On today's video, I'm going to be using some of my scaffolding board stock. The project is simple. It requires two pieces of board which are approximately 36 to 40 inches in length, depending on the height of the individual. As this is basically a large mortise and tenon joint, the shoulders are roughly 15 inches from the end of the board. These chairs can be set at various angles. I'm looking to have mine at a roughly 90-degree angle for the two cross pieces. You can change the seating position as you see fit, but you'd have to cut the mortise at the relevant angle. Remember kids, when using power tools, it's always a good idea to ensure that your blades are in tight. Otherwise, things like this happen. I can't believe it took me about 3 or 4 seconds to actually realise the blade wasn't there. Now we have a fully functional jigsaw again. We're going to cut the shoulders of the tenon. Okay, onto the mortise. I then drill out the 4 corners of the hole that will form the mortise. This is then jigsawed out to complete the cut. Now the mortise is cut out, the shoulders are in for the tenon. I'm now going to cut the main sides of the tenon. I was going to use my bandsaw for this, but it's not been very well of late, and I think it's on its last legs. Even with a fairly new blade, this is struggling to cut through some of this wood, and eventually the bandsaw just gets caught up. So I'm going to have a look at this offline and see if I can get it working. So back to the trusty old electric Beckman table saw to cut the long pieces of the shoulders in. Alright, first fit time. As expected, the mortise needs a little bit of nibbling to be done to enable the tenon to easily fit through. I'll start this off with the jigsaw and then try and finesse it at the end with my chisel. Apologies if there's any extreme man flesh during this, a bit of stretching. I forgot to put my belt on for my shorts. And there it is, nibbling nibbled. I've managed to make a huge mortise and tenon that actually fits. Once the sanding's done, it'll slip in a little bit easier. Now to sort out the finish for the chair. Starting with the random orbit sander, I take the pieces up to 120 grit. I don't want them too smooth, I want them a nice texture to them. I decided to sand outside this time because last time I used the scaffolding board it caused a dust storm in the workshop. Time for some tea, Jeff. I'm all dusty, don't lick me. No. The glasses are dusty. Oh, come on then, give us a kiss. More cuddles. Come on then. Good boy. Daddy, drink tea. Time to put some finish on it after I finish the tea. Okay, for the finish I'm going to use my interpretation of a mix and technique from an Izzy Swan video I watched a while ago. I'm going to place a link in the description down below. Basically the mix is a 50% urethane varnish and 50% teak oil mix, which is liberally applied twice, with the excess being wiped off with a clean cloth in between coats. Before adding a third coat, rub the entire piece down with some fine steel wool just to knock off any edges, and then wipe it down and then add that final third coat, leaving it to dry. So this is my Viking stargazing chair. It's very rustic. I didn't want to make it too finessed and round over the edges and things. I wanted it to be the scaffolding board that it came from. Might make a couple more. I can see myself falling asleep on this one day in front of, with the fire going and a beer. It's comfortable. It's strange that it's so simple but comfortable. Might even sit and watch the stars later on when I turn the lights out. Jethro was around, but he doesn't like the fire. He usually skirts around it and then disappears back in the house. I've got a few more videos coming up for the next few weeks as usual. 7:30 UK time every Sunday. I'll try and release something. Subscribe if you want to get a notification. Leave a comment down below. Tell me what you think I could have done better, or what you'd like to see coming up in the videos coming forward. See you next time. Thank you for coming.